Now, across the UK, several work sectors are being hit by strike action in the run-up to Christmas, including rail, air and post. We'll get more on the disruption to air a little later, but first of all, a planned strike by ambulance workers at the GMB union across large parts of England and all of Wales next Wednesday has been postponed. They'll walk out on the 11th of January instead. Meanwhile, another walkout over pay has been announced by the Royal College of Nursing in England, and now Scottish nurses are to take industrial action also in early 2023. Not exactly clear when yet, but the announcement comes after a decision by the Scottish Government to impose a pay offer. Strikes across airports and ports by border staff are disrupting domestic and international travel as 8 days of industrial action get underway. Our business correspondent Theo Leggett reports.
Passengers arriving at London Gatwick today. They'd been warned to expect delays at passport control, but this morning there was no sign of that.
It was really smooth and really nice, unexpected, because we received lots of warnings that there's going to be big queues.
Watching the news as I flew in, and it said there's going to be 2-hour delays, there's going to be all this stuff, but there's nothing back there. It's just super easy, super open, really quick and efficient.
It was really, really easy. So maybe it will get worse later or tomorrow, but so far I had a chilled experience.
Hello, madam, all right.
The Public and Commercial Services Union said about 1,000 Border Force staff were expected to walk out. 6 airports are affected. They include London Heathrow and Gatwick, as well as Manchester, Glasgow, Birmingham and Cardiff. Workers at the port of Newhaven, which has daily ferry services from France, are also taking part. The action by Border Force staff is part of a much wider dispute between the government and civil servants over pay, pensions and possible job losses. They want a 10% wage rise. They've been offered much less.
The government's given its own workforce a 2% pay rise, even though they know that it's the lowest anywhere in the economy, and they know that 40,000 of their own workforce use food banks and 45,000 of them claim in-work benefits.
But the government insists it needs to keep a lid on public sector pay as it struggles to curb inflation.
When it comes to, let's be honest, it's a difficult question of setting public sector pay. The government has acted fairly and reasonably in accepting all the recommendations of the public sector pay review bodies. It's an independent process that government has listened to. I'd urge everybody who's travelling at the moment to just please check before you make your journey so you know what's happening.
The Home Office says thousands of extra staff, including military personnel, have been drafted in. The union says that's worrying, as they won't be as well trained as regular staff. So far today here at Gatwick and at other major airports across the country, things do seem to be running relatively smoothly. But the concern is that next week, when people flock home from their Christmas holidays, there will be more passengers to cope with, and the contingency plans will be put under greater pressure. So we could see much more serious delays in a few days' time. The Border Force strike comes at a time when travellers across Britain are already facing plenty of other challenges. The latest in a series of walkouts at Network Rail means services on many lines will end early on Christmas Eve. Strikes at several regional train operators will also cause disruption before the new year. And the RAC is warning of severe traffic as millions take to the roads. Whatever happens at the airports, getting home for Christmas has rarely been this challenging. Theo Leggett, BBC News.